Hello everyone and welcome to Motorcyclegear.com. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Ventilator XT Jacket from RST. Brand new for spring 2025 is going to be RST's Ventilator XT Jacket. Keep in mind this is from their Pro Series collection and it is a warm weather sport jacket. Now this jacket's going to work just fine for your sport riders as well as your touring riders, and overall construction is going to be a combination of MaxTex, K300 mesh, as well as ballistic fibers. This combination of materials is going to yield a CE AA rating. Taking a look at color options, there are 3 to choose from: the all black, the silver and black, and the green and black. Sizing is going to be numerical, ranging from size 40 all the way up to size 52. Now those sizes might seem a little bit small, but don't get confused here. RST is going to be a British brand and they actually use their own sizing scale. For example, if you think about most European brands, let's talk about Alpine Stars, Revit, anybody like that, they're going to have a number scale as well, but it's actually 10 numbers higher than the British scale. What I mean by that is this: typically I wear a size 56 in those European brands. Here in RST, 10 numbers less, I'm going to wear a 46. So just keep that in mind when looking at that size chart. Also keep in mind that the British scale is actually pretty close to inches in chest measurement. So with the 46, that's pretty close to my chest measurement as well. Also looking at the conversion chart, it does also convert to size XL, which again is my typical size. So here I'm wearing a size 46. I'm about 6 foot, roughly 215 pounds, and it fits me exactly as I would expect it to based off that size chart. Now, one thing to note about the cut here, this is a sport jacket, but it is not quite as aggressive as a European sport jacket, so it's not overly tight, but it is also not as loose as most American cut jackets either. It's kind of in between, so I would say it's fairly form-fitting for a sport jacket, but it does have a little bit of extra room in the belly. So definitely think about that as you're looking at your sizing. But again, if you look at the size chart, if you get what you normally wear, you should be able to find the right fit. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some of the details. We'll start off with the collar. Nice, soft, and padded material right here. Definitely very comfortable and feels good against your neck. And then here on the front, we do have RST logos. They look good and they're actually reflective, which I do like quite a bit. Underneath that, you have the main zipper, decent sized pull tab, pretty standard zipper here. Couple of things to note. One, the zipper is kind of buried beneath this channel here. Really nice there, keeps your tank from getting scratched up, and it kind of keeps the zipper hidden. Behind the zipper, you do get a pretty nice sized flap here that does help keep the elements out. And then obviously you do get this button tab here. A little bit of extra security in keeping the jacket closed, but it's also in the perfect spot to hide that zipper tab and kind of keep it from flapping around. All right, and then let's go ahead and continue to make our way down the jacket. You will notice a pretty large mesh panel here in the front. Pretty much the entire front, chest, and stomach area are all mesh, so definitely a lot of breathability here. To the side, we do have more reflective materials right here. Really nicely done. Also, the ventilator logo is also reflective, and then obviously you've got the XT and the non-reflective after that. I think the graphics look good, but I do like that extra touch of safety with that low light visibility. Going down from there, we do have 2 hand warmer style pockets. They're right here and right here. They are a zipper closure. Pretty much straightforward, regular hand warmer pockets, nothing too fancy here. My only complaint is they're a little bit small. If you see my hands go in, they barely fit. There's not a lot of extra room. Keep in mind, I do wear a size large glove for reference, so they're not tiny, but there's not a whole lot of extra room for me to move my hands around. All right, let's go ahead and shift our way to the sides and the sleeves. You will notice at the bottom of the sides here, you do have a waist adjuster. Pretty standard Velcro strap that you kind of pull to adjust and loosen, but one thing that's really nice is the part where it folds over is kind of tucked in and hidden behind this flap, so it looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater, and definitely a long strap, so you have plenty of adjustment here. Moving on to the sleeves, a couple of things that I really like. There is a lot of adjustment on the sleeves. Right off the bat, you'll notice the cuff. It does have a Velcro strap, so good job there. And then on the forearm and on the bicep, you do have a button tab. A little bit different here though. Most button tabs are just a singular strap. Here you actually have 2 connection points, making the base a little bit wider, and it is a stretchy material. What this does with a little bit of a wider base is it kind of keeps the fabric from bunching up, so I do like how that looks and feels. 2 levels of adjustment there, and then again the same setup right here in the bicep. Moving on from there, you do get a nicely embroidered RST Pro Series logo here. A really nice stretch panel here right at the elbow, gives you plenty of movement, a lot more comfort, so I do like that that's included. And then the reflective materials continue, really nice touch here, a good amount, a good size piece of reflective that'll be visible from both the sides and the back. Right above that, a little bit more mesh, and then another RST Pro Series logo. And then making our way to the back here, not too much going on. It's a pretty standard and straightforward back of the jacket here, but you do have a very large mesh panel. Definitely a lot of breathability here. The reflective materials continue, really nice size, really nice location. Again, reflective material on both sides adds to all the other reflective that we've already seen. So definitely a nice low light, low visibility jacket. And then moving down from there, as we get to the bottom of the jacket, you do have a slightly extended back, so that way if you are in that riding position, it does keep you covered. And then another embroidered RST logo. A little bit of a padding here as well to kind of help keep it shape. But other than that, once again, pretty standard and straightforward stuff. All right, let's go ahead and make our way to the inside of the jacket. So once we unbutton and unzip, you will notice a couple of things. One, this is primarily a warm weather, hot weather kind of a jacket, summertime, a lot of airflow, but it does come with a liner. So once you get past the main zipper, you'll notice a couple of things. One, you're gonna have a secondary zipper. This is the actual liner itself. It does zip up right here, so you kind of get 2 layers of zip to keep the elements out. You also do get this Velcro right here, so you can zip and then seal. So again, that's going to keep the water out. Again, this is a thermal and waterproof liner, so you kind of get an all-in-one, which is a nice feature. It's not overly thick. It is nice and comfortable. Again, not overly thick, but it does a good job of keeping the water out and keeping you warm. A couple of things on this liner. This is Sin Aqua Pro, which is RST's version of a hybrid waterproof thermal liner. Sin Aqua, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sin being without, aqua being water, so obviously waterproof. Very simple to take in and out. You do have a zipper system. You basically unzip here. That will separate. Once you've unzipped here, you have a couple of button tabs up here on the collar. You've got a couple more zippers inside the sleeves, and the entire liner can come out very easily. A couple of notes on the liner itself. One, you do have pockets on the inside. You've got one on each side here. They are a simple short Velcro right here for the closure. You can put your hand inside. A good amount of space, pretty much about yay big. You've got one on each side, so you definitely can have stuff inside the liner to keep it waterproof, because obviously, again, the liner is waterproof. All right, so now that I've got the liner kind of pushed off to the side, I want to show you the jacket itself. Couple of things to note. One, you have the exact same pockets that you had on the inside of the liner, inside the jacket. Pretty much the same dimensions, same closure, just a simple Velcro. And you can kind of fit stuff here about the size of my hand. Not too big, not too small. Pretty standard size stuff there. At the bottom, you do have a 360 connection zipper, so it is a long connection zipper. It gives you that full coverage all the way around, keeps you nice and connected to the pants. So I definitely do like that touch. And then, really cool feature here, you'll notice there is a back protector included. What's special about this is that not only is the back protector included, but it is actually a level 2 back protector, which is pretty rare for as far as included back protectors go. You also do get included elbow and shoulder armor. It is going to be, like most jackets, you have a Velcro pocket. The Velcro pocket holds the armor in place, and then I'll go ahead and pull the armor out to show you what it looks like. So nice and flexible, again, level 2. It does have some holes for airflow. Couple of complaints here. It's not T+, T-, it's just regular level 2, or at least it wasn't tested for temperature plus, temperature minus. And the other thing is, yes, it does have some holes, but definitely not the most breathable armor that we've ever seen. But still, very cool that level 2 is included for elbows, shoulders, and the back as well. And then one last thing on the armor, it's a little bit hard to show here. I actually have the sleeve turned inside out. It does have pockets here for adjusting the elbow armor, so you do have 2 different layers here of Velcro that you can kind of adjust where you want the actual armor to fall. This is going to obviously help you out if you have longer arms, shorter arms, that kind of stuff. Just gives you a little bit more adjustment on the armor placement. Overall, a really good looking, comfortable, and functional jacket from RST, and with its CE AA rating, included waterproof and thermal liner, as well as full lineup of CE level 2 armor, the Ventilator XT punches pretty far above its price point. Now, if you are looking for a warm weather, airflow type of jacket for either sport or touring riding, the Ventilator XT is definitely worth taking a look at. That's going to be it for the RST Ventilator XT. Be sure to visit Motorcyclegear.com. Hit us up in the comments down below via phone or email, as we are always here to help you out with your motorcycle gear needs. Thank you all for watching. Till next time.